Yo, yo.
Void, you want to give us a quick intro on like your Blender experience, and then let us know what we're learning today.
About my Blender experience. My first experience with Blender was in April with the Beast Gang. So my Blender experience isn't too heavy, let's say, but I'm really managing to learn new stuff every day. I learn a lot from the community. Blender Beast on Twitter is a great resource. If you're not in it, ask to be in it because the group's almost full. I mostly do music, and today we'll talk more about how to get music on your animations and how to really make it fit the environment and the whole vibe of it. So that's about it.
Yeah. And you're going to be recording on your end, correct?
Yeah, I'm recording right now as we speak.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So just like this session, all the other sessions you can find on a shop called beast.com in the Blender library. They also were recently added to the AKCB official website hub as well. So you can go to either of those locations, and each week's sessions will be posted there. Over to you, Void. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. So today we'll be working, instead of in Blender, we'll be working in Ableton. Ableton is my, unapproved link. Okay, so you guys can see it on my screen, ableton.com. As you can see, you can try Ableton for free for 30 days. I think if you want to dabble into it, the trial of 30 days will be perfect. We can go look at what you can buy. It's the Live 11 intro. It will be perfect for your first steps, and it's 80 euros. So that's the program I'll be using today. Okay, I'll try that. So that's the program we'll be using today. Okay, yeah, that worked. There are tons of other DAWs, it's called the Digital Audio Workstation. So that means you can, just like Blender, you can work in 3D. This just means you can work with audio. Fruity Loops is, for example, another one, but today we'll be using Ableton. I made two little animations for today. I'm sending them right now in the chat. It are very short animations, just easy walking inside a room. So the first one is inside a big room, like an industrial big room with a speaker at the end. And the second one is in a tiled bedroom, a smaller room, and there's a little speaker. So both of them are going to be treated differently, and yeah, we'll see why and we'll see how. Okay, so first of all, I put my video into Ableton. As you can see, a little window pops open with my animation. Okay, so now I'm just gonna play it and we'll see what happens. Okay, so it's a very small animation. It's just my character, my beast, who is walking in the room. Okay, so now I'll make it loop so that we can just keep on watching it without any stops to it. Okay, so the first thing I tend to do is I look at my room. Okay, so what's my room? It's an industrial room. There's a lot of concrete. There's here, you see, is the audio system, and here you see is my beast. My beast is walking, so later on we'll need some walking sounds. We'll need some sound for the audio that's coming from the speaker, and then we'll need some ambience that's coming from the whole environment. So what I like to do first is I like to do some sounds that give the vibe of the environment. So here we see some lights, some electricity, you might hear it buzzing. You see some water on the floor, there might be some dripping sound that's going on in here. So let's start with that first. Let's first create the sound that the background has. Okay, so to get my sounds, I use Splice. Splice is a website, I'll drop the link as well. It's a website that's just perfect to get some samples, to get some sounds. No, these are cycles, by the way. So, oh damn, again with the link. Okay, so Splice is a very good site to just get your samples, you can search whatever. They have an app and it works perfectly. So for example, I search splice and we're looking for some, for example, water drip. Maybe it's not the right term, but as we can see here, cave drips. So this will be perfect already. Okay, it's very silent, but I really like the sound already. So I'm just downloading it. It's adding it to my library. I go back to my downloaded sounds, and here we have cave water drips. Okay, so now it will be a bit louder. In here, I just drag it, the sample, from the Splice app into my Ableton app, and it's in here. We can see here the waveform of the sound. We see that it's quite quiet, so I'm gonna boost it in the gain. Now we see the waveform of the sound. We see all the individual water drops. So as I play this now, I hope everyone hears this well. We hear a little water drop effect in the background. So we're gonna keep this. We're just gonna cut it so it stays clean. And we're gonna keep it in here. The program from the drop was Splice. So this is Splice. I added a link in here, as you can see. Okay, so now we have a little background noise. That's perfect to set our scene. I'm gonna put it a little more quiet because it really is a background noise. Okay, now we're gonna go to the next one. And the next one will be, I don't know, electricity, tail lights maybe? That cigarette? No. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, that's a perfect tail light sound. So I'm just gonna cut it to the part where it's really only the sound of the buzzing of the light. Okay, perfect. Yeah?
We're having a little bit of issue here in the sounds on our end. We can hear your voice clear, just not the sound.
Okay, let me see if I can check it. How's this?
No, I can hear it still.
Okay, let me try another way. Hold on. I'm just gonna put it back.
If you need me to reenact the sounds for the video, I can try.
Maybe I should share only my Ableton screen. Maybe that will work. Okay, what does this say?
I can't hear anything.
Okay.
It sounded like a little static, but I didn't hear no water drops.
Hold on, if I just put everything louder, maybe you'll hear.
When you clicked on the sample, I heard it there.
Do you hear that? Not really. And the sample worked. Okay, hold on. Yeah, the problem is if I'm gonna run my mic through Ableton, I think it will create a feedback loop. Can you guys hear this? Yeah?
Yeah, I heard that.
But not very clear, I guess. Okay, let me just pull up everything a little. Oh yeah, I see. Maybe I can connect. Can you guys still hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear the sounds? Is that working for everyone? Nope, nope. Nope. Okay. Great start of the night. Okay, so I could try it, but I don't know. Okay, hold on, let me check. Yeah, I tried it earlier and it was working, so for streaming. Okay, let's check this out. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this should be the default. You can hear me talking, that's fine. No, this is not it. Camera, yeah, that's fine. Video codec. Okay, maybe this will work. Excuse me?
I mean, since try maxing out the output and input on your Discord settings. Input settings.
Maxing this out as well? Okay.
It's a different language, right? Can't see.
Oh yeah, it was my output volume that I okay, but now the rouse rouse the static noise is off, so maybe now you'll hear it better.
Oh. Yes.
Was it too loud?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so let's settle on a volume. Is this a good volume for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry, guys.
That's okay. Got it.
Okay, so now everyone's hearing everything, right? And it's not too crazy for anyone. Okay, I'm just gonna make it a little less loud so we don't kill your ears. Okay, how is that? Okay, okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry for the hold up, guys. Okay, yeah, so I'm sorry, Make. So in here, watch the screen. You have like these three lines, and then here you have the three horizontal lines. If you press the horizontal lines, you'll be in the sequence review. Today we're doing sound design for animations. So we just started. Everyone can now hear what we're doing. Again, sorry about that. So now we can really get started. So, okay, to recap, we added some background noise. So we added some water drips. We'll just solo the water drips. Just as a background noise, and then we added some electricity. Hold on to your ears. Okay, so that's just basic background noises that we want to have in our scene to have a whole vibe, to have a whole, you know, to make the environment come alive. Okay, so next up.
I think the water droplets are just too low because we can hear the static, but I can hear the water.
Yeah, the static might be a little harsh on the ears because it's so high frequency noises. So maybe I'll just cut it for a second. Because it's really a harsh sound. Okay, this should be better. Easier on the ears as well. I'm just gonna pop it even louder. Okay, what's this sound like?
Yeah, now
Okay, great. Okay, so we started out with our background noises. Okay, so I'm just gonna call this background noises. Okay, so now what's happening in the scene? Since we got our background noises good, we wanna add the sounds that we're watching it. So the only thing that's moving in here is VØID and he's walking. Okay, so we're gonna go back to Splice and we're gonna look for a walking sound. Walking, but not just walking. We want walking, as we can see, on concrete. Because if a person walks on grass, it will sound different. If a person walks on wood, it will sound different. If a person walks on concrete, it will sound different as well. Why? We'll talk about it later. But first, let's search for the sound. Okay, this sounds nice. As you clearly hear, this is walking on grass. That's not what we need. Feed grass, that's not what we need. Okay, this is wood. Okay, this is nice. This is a little gravelly sound. We can use it for our animation. So I'm just downloading it. I'm taking the sample and I'm putting it in Ableton. Okay, so now we have a walking sound. As we can see here, all the little upticks in the waveforms are separate footsteps. So what we want to do now, because obviously they don't match with how VØID is walking. So what we're gonna do now is make sure that all these upticks are right when VØID set his foot down. Okay, so this one was way too early. So we're just gonna put everything to the side and we'll start with the first one. We're just gonna try to see the moment he puts his foot down. Okay, and this is a moment he puts his foot down. So we're just gonna put it in that spot. Okay. First shot, great shot. Okay, let's go to the second one. Again, we do the same. He puts his foot down at this point. Great, perfect fit. Okay, we're gonna go to the next one. He puts his foot down here, where you can see the white line. And just drag it to there. Great. Okay, last one. Okay, we can set it there. So the last one was here. Perfect. Okay, let's check it out. What's it sounds like? What it looks like. Okay, great. So now we have each footstep that's perfectly synced with our video. Are there any questions so far? Yeah, exactly. You could use the cutting and in anything you want, like in After Effects. Clipchamp is an easy video editing software. You can use it all over the place. It's just like I use Ableton because I've been working with it for several years, so for me it's the easiest. But you can use whatever software you want. Just the principles you have to keep in mind. Okay, so now the footsteps are perfectly synced. However, look at our room. Like, our room is a big hangar, a big industrial feel, and what we hear is it's a footstep that's really in your face. We don't want it in our faces. We want to have the footsteps really be in our environment. So, how do we do this? We do this with reverb. I'm gonna take my favorite reverb. It's a perfect one to explain how everything works. So, this is my preferred reverb, the Valhalla Vintage Verb. What does it do, reverb? I'll maybe turn up the sound for a second. Okay, so we'll check out without the reverb. And now we'll check with reverb. As you can hear, it puts the sound in a room. Reverb is actually virtual room, to be short-sighted or whatever. So it puts anything you want inside of a room. How do you use reverb? It's very easy. Here we have a decay knob. Decay, essentially it means how big is your room. So if we put a decay slow, we have a shorter room. If you put a decay long, we have a huge room where there's a lot of space inside. So here we see that our room is pretty big, but it's not like an open field of concrete, it's still a room. So we still want the sound to bounce off the walls and to come back to us. So we're gonna put the decay, I'd say like at 2 seconds maybe. It really puts it in a room. I think it's a little too much. Okay, great. So, a little less. Okay, so what we did now is essentially, you have the footsteps, but we made them fit our animation, our environment, and our sequence. So reverb is, I think, the most important thing to use when you're putting sounds on your animations. It really makes the feel of it to really be inside of your animation. Let me check this out. I don't really know what you mean, make, but let me check it out in let's say 20 minutes when I'm done explaining. Okay, so our footsteps are now perfectly mixed into our background. I'm gonna put them a little less loud. I'm just gonna call it footsteps. Okay, great. So what do we see again? The sound system. Okay, let's input a track. Let's just find a cool track. Let's see, maybe Dreamer. Okay, here we have the Dreamer. Let's just cut to a good part. Not that there's a bad part in the song, of course. Just kidding. Okay. So, as we see, the sound system is a fairly good sound system. So that's important as well, because a phone is not gonna play the same quality as a decent sound system. So for this, we can leave the sound. The sound is pretty decent already, so we don't have to EQ it or whatever to make it fit the speaker. This is a good speaker, it will play good music, so we can just keep the sound as is. So let's just play it. Okay, but what's the problem here? we have the sound that's not fit to our room yet. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use some reverb. We put the footsteps in a room already. So this is our room that we made for the footsteps. It's very important to keep all the sounds in the same room, because else a sound is gonna feel off and it will break the feeling of your environment. So what we're gonna do is we see here mix 13.2 and decay is 1. So we're gonna make sure our mix and our decay will be at the same level. If you're using reverb for different sounds in your animation, make sure it's always the same reverb and the same setting. You really want it to tie together, and that's the way you gotta do it. Now I hear the background noise is way too much, so I'm gonna tone it down. Footsteps a little bit down as well. Okay, so what's the problem? I don't feel like the sound is coming from these boxes. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna EQ it. So probably EQing means you cut some frequencies, you know, a song has low, mid, treble, like you see on a DJ panel, like the 3 knobs, low, mid, treble, like the bass is the low stuff. That's here. This is the bass. Then you have the mid stuff. That's here. This is like vocals. This is like instruments really in your face. That's all happening here. And here are the high stuff. We can say like a lot of noise. That's too much of highs. A lot of, I don't know, too harsh. That's all happening in here. So what we want to do now is to give it an EQ cut, let's say, to really make it feel like it's inside of the room. So I'm gonna just cut a little low and I'm gonna cut a little high. Very easy. Like this maybe. Maybe this will work. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think this sounds fine. So what I did is I cut a lot of lows and I cut a little highs. So why did I do that? Because the room is pretty big, and if we cut some of the frequencies, it's gonna feel more natural. It's gonna actually feel like the sound is being played inside of the room. Okay, so this, I'm just gonna export it real quick. Export. Blender session, let's say large, because the next one we're gonna do is a smaller room. So it will be the same, but the room is gonna be smaller. And why does that matter? Because basically our reverb will be different. Okay, so let's start again with the background. So let's start first looking at the video. It's just a small bathroom, but the difference here is the sound is coming from here, and instead of going all the way to the other sides of the room, it's gonna be inside of this little room. So the frequencies are gonna bounce here and here and here and here and here. It's gonna bounce on everything, and it's going to come way faster again to your ears, and it's gonna sound completely different. So what we wanna do, I'm just gonna cut the electricity, or maybe the electricity can stay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the footsteps first, because that's the one we did some reverb on. We're in luck, because the footsteps are, again, exactly tailored to what we want. Okay, so now, the thing is, we have a small tiled room. In almost every reverb that you'll see, you'll find a tiled room preset. So what does it mean? It means your decay is a lot smaller, and your pre-delay, I think, it's a little higher. But yeah, that's very technical. So let's just say the decay is a little lower. Why? Because your room is smaller and the sound is gonna bounce on the walls faster. Okay, let's try it out. The sound doesn't linger so long. So the sound bounces and it comes back quicker. So that's why the tiled room is a different setting and is a completely different sound than a big room. Okay, so let's try again with the music. I'm gonna take the tiled room again. Okay, the thing is here, we have our EQ and we know a little speaker is playing. So the music can be as powerful. Like the little speaker is not gonna give as much bass as a huge sound system. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut even more bass and we're gonna cut even more highs. Imagine playing a sound from your phone. Like your phone won't be having the same bass output as a huge speaker. So that's why we're doing a lot of cutting from the low end and we're doing some cutting from the high end. So if this room was filled with grass, the situation would be completely different. Because now you have tiles, and as you can see, the tiles, they are smooth. Travels, if you look at my mouse, a sound wave travels like this. So here, it has all the opportunity to travel as long and as far as it wants. But with grass, like, grass will be not flat, it will be like in volume and it will be higher. So if the sound wants to travel through it, it will be held back by the grass itself. So grass environments will have way less reverb. It will be more damped, as you can say. Like a professional studio environment, you won't have any reflections against the walls. If you're in an environment with a lot of grass, you will have way less reflections as well. So I think the most important part of putting sounds on your animations is to really figure out what your room is about first. If you see a room that's pretty industrial with all like flat surfaces where sound can really bounce upon, then you're really gonna need a lot of reverb. You really will have to tailor everything so that it really lingers and it stays in the scene. If you have another setup which is more a grassy setup, for example, or inside and you see that the treatment of the walls is pretty well for acoustics, you'll have to really damp your sound more and like make sure it doesn't linger in the room or in your animation, and it will really bring your animations more to life if you really pay attention to these small details. So I'm just gonna export this one real quick. Bad room. Oh yeah, it was a mistake. Doesn't matter. And I think that's about it, to be honest. Let's see, are there any questions so far? Thank you, Mimi. Valhalla is by far my favorite one. It's so easy to use, the sound is always spot on. It's got a little bit of dirt inside of it, which you don't find in the Pro R. Yeah.
I don't see any questions.
Yeah, so Splice, it's for sound. So it's a full library of sounds. Anything you can imagine. Let's see. I want a laughing clown, for example. Even a clown horn, evil clowns. I mean, any sound you can imagine, you'll find on Splice. It's super helpful Unfortunately, it's not free, but if you really want to get your animations going with the right sounds, I'd recommend using Splice. It's great for just looking for sounds and just for it works easy as well. You just download it, you search for it, and you're there. This is indeed the best soundbite there is. I'll contact Splice to see if they can upload it.
This is super cool though.
Valhalla for
This is really awesome.
the soundbite, you mean?
Yeah.
I think my edit.
That sound bite, I got about 10 or 15 more I can send you from that clip. So just let me know.
Maybe I should edit in my videos next.
Exactly. I've been thinking about making a video for so long. I mean, I just have to do it at this point. That's for sure. But wanted to talk to you. We were talking to Lost a few days ago or last week. I don't remember when we were talking to him. But he was talking to us about his competition piece that he's doing against you and in the finals. And he was giving us a little preview. So I was wondering, A, if you had any comments for Lost down there as your finalist competition, and if you wanted to share any previews with us.
Lost, I want to say, forget everything I said tonight. All is wrong. Don't use it. Don't learn from it. No, I'm looking really forward to the competition with Lost. I'm gonna maybe, we'll see. I'm not posting a preview today though. I'm still very busy. Ooh, fucking hell, Lost. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah.
So many moods.
Yeah. Okay. I'll really have to dig deep. But I don't know if you're ready for what I've got cooking. Lost. You'll see.
Yeah, you guys are both really good on like 2 different levels. Crazy.
Yeah, Lost his like I said with the music and with the to really make it fit your environment. Like Lost makes his environment fit his environment, and that's crazy. Hey,
Anubis, do you have a question?
Yes, I did have a question. Boy, can you just go over some of the syncing process one more time? I wanted to make sure that I got everything on that. And then with Splice, is this a paid app, or where we can go ahead and get premium noises for the sounds? This is something I'm interested in, so I just want to make sure that I have a full understanding when I do my renders and get some sounds for electricity, water droplets, or things of that sort.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to go into it one more time. For Splice, I can answer that right now. Splice is, however, paying, and it's a monthly paying. It's a monthly payment. So let's see here at the Splice plans. I have been searching for an alternative for Splice, but there's nothing that comes close to the amount of sounds you have and the quality you can find on it. If someone ever finds a free alternative for Splice, please let me know, because as you can see, Splice at $12.99, it's quite expensive if you're gonna do like 2-3 videos a month, or maybe 1 animation a month. So however, if anyone finds a free alternative to Splice or to download sounds, feel free to share. Looperman, exactly. But I was searching on Looperman, I think 20 minutes ago, and I was searching for footsteps, I think, and I just found music loops. So I don't know if Looperman is a great alternative.
What one more thing, Void. Pardon me. Can you go back
Yeah, sure.
to the website and then just hit the home screen so I can just get a clear look at that? I think I am familiar with Splice, but I'm not familiar that it was just music only. It sounds only Splice.
Splice is a big for music, for samples, also for presets for VSTs like Serum, but that's more music making. If we're talking about animation, it's really more for sounds separately, sounds already looped. As you can see here, AI powered Splice. So a very nice thing about Splice is when you find, for example, a footstep that you like, but you're not sure that it's gonna fit your room because it already has reverb in it, for example, you can just use the AI version of Splice and it will tell you, hey, here are 10 other loops that follow the same sounds, but that have little variations inside of it. So Splice is mostly for sounds. You can use it to learn as well as a skills. It's a one-stop shop if you're looking for sounds and looking to get better at making music or using sounds. That's about it, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Pixabay, lost. I don't know Pixabay, but maybe it's a good alternative. Okay, so I'm just gonna go quickly again over how we do the footsteps. So let me just pop up the video again. Where are you, my friend? Come on. Video window. Okay, so I'm just gonna go again from scratch. So let's delete those. Okay, so we found already our footsteps. We already downloaded them. So these are the footsteps. Okay, so I drag it from Splice, I drag it into the app. And now we see all these, how do you call it? All these bigger lines, let's say. All these volume changes.
Sorry for interrupting, but so there's Splice, the app that you're using, and then this, that's where I think I got confused here. So there's Splice, this is Splice right there, where it says sounds, and then what are you using in the back? Is that Live? Is that app called Live?
Oh, I see. So this is a Splice app. Yeah, this is purely for downloading and searching sounds. So from the site we just saw, that was the pricing with 12 a month. This is the app from this site. So this is purely for searching sounds. This one, the Live app you mentioned, is Ableton Live. So this is a DAW, a digital audio workstation. This is what I use. Yeah, exactly. But however, you can easily use Premiere Pro, After Effects, Clipchamp to do the same things as I'm doing in here. I just like using Ableton because I've been working with it for a while.
Awesome. Would you be so kind enough to write those applications in the beach chat so I can look them up? Right now I'm using a Windows, so I don't have an Apple. This one looks native to the iOS system.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Ableton is as well on Windows, on Mac, on anything you want. You have tons of programs, but like as I say, if you already have Adobe After Effects, Adobe Premiere Pro, whatever, you can as easily use this one without having to pay for an app like Ableton or something.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, this one. Mimi just bumped it. What's up, Make?
Hey, May. Have a question?
Probably switching over from being in the metaverse. Hey, we're in Discord. I guess he's not. Oh, I think he's gonna try to come out.
Okay.
I think you did have a question though.
Okay, so let's just quickly for Anubis. Okay, so we have the peaks here. So these are the footsteps. So what we want to do is we want to look. Okay, I'm just gonna turn everything other off. We just want to look when exactly does my character put his foot down. That's the first thing. Okay, so here he puts his foot down. So I paused it. At this exact moment he put his foot down. So I'm gonna put the peak at the exact moment he put his foot down. Okay, I just took everything with me. Okay, so I put the peak at the exact moment he put his foot down. Let's see. Okay, then we can go to the next foot. The moment he put his foot down. Okay, it was a little too early. So I'm just taking this peak again and I'm putting it at the moment he puts his foot down again. Perfect. And then you just continue until you have all the footsteps separately. And why do I use it like this one first, this one second? Why don't I just take the same one in every footstep he does? Because if I'm gonna use the same sound for every footstep, it's gonna sound generic. I want to have different sounds for different parts of the video, because no sound is ever the same sound. So that's why. Okay, Make, you're back. What's up, man?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, family. Wasn't far off. Yes, I will be in the metaverse in just a bit. First of all, I am so excited about this. Thank you so much. I just recently downloaded Ableton Lite, so
Nice.
super pumped. You know, when I try and just pull a sound in instead of from Slice, but just one of those, like, you know, a drum beat or whatever, a voice, not seeming to have the actual file highlighted within the timeline. It's kind of like either not highlighting, or maybe it's just a thing up top. Is there something to select to actually bring the sound file officially into the timeline that I'm missing?
Okay, so can you see my screen, Make?
Yeah,
Yeah, so this is your screen, right?
Yes.
If you see this red box at the top, that means you're playing in what's called live mode. So if you, yeah, that's your problem. So in here, if you click on it and you deselect it, it will be in a normal mode.
Man, I can't thank you enough. What a great class. I'm gonna watch this like 30 times. Thank you all so much, man.
My pleasure,
Thank you,
man.
May.
My pleasure. Hope you're having fun with Ableton, and if anything, you know where to find me.
Big love.
Thanks, Mike. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. If there's not any other questions or comments, Panda, anything you want to wrap us up with before we go?
I would just like to say that Void, you're awesome, dude. I can't wait to your scene, man. I really, I think you and Lost are gonna get crazy, and it's crazy how your name is Void and his name's Lost, and we're all gonna get lost in the void coming soon. So this is gonna be pretty crazy.
Panda, I'm not showing a
Excited.
I'm not showing preview, but I can tell you might have a cameo.
No way, dude. Okay, got my vote.
Oh my god, that was so fast, Panda. Yeah, thank you so much, Void. This is awesome.
Thank you guys for having me. I hope it was a bit learnful, helpful, and that everyone was able to follow, ondanks in Dutch, my audio problems at the start.
Yeah, no worries.
Panda just started the rift in the community over this, so shout out to you, Panda, for that. Just a reminder that
It's okay, Lost. I'll send you my team post too.
yeah, that's who's. If this comes down to a community vote, whoever used my beast, gets my vote. So that's all. No, but really appreciate this, Void. This was really cool to see all those like little sound effects come together, and like what a big difference it makes. And I appreciate you taking the time to do this. Shoot me over the video when you can, and then we'll get it posted where it needs to go. And appreciate everybody that showed up, and hope everyone has a good one.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Void.
Thanks everyone. Have a great evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.